we go. I have to always remember to record in progress. So we're going to start today with Unit 6. And there's a bunch of new letters and a new vowel combination and a way to say a vowel under certain circumstances. So what I'm going to do is, instead of trying to conquer it today all, we'll break it up into this week and next week. So by the time we're finished next week, the goal will be, don't get scared, on page, don't get scared. I don't want anyone getting scared in this thing. On page 45, it doesn't have a number on it. Wonder why. It doesn't say. It's the whole Friday Night Kiddish, the whole paragraph. And you'll be able to read it by next week. The whole thing, not by memory, not just the first line, not just when they, you join in. We're doing the whole thing. You're going to know the whole thing. So between today and next week, like 4 or 5 letters and a vowel and and a weird thing with a vowel. I didn't get to it yet. So we'll do, so just for you to know, Toby, so by the end of next week, we'll finish Unit 6.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there some kind, it's Michelle, is there some kind of a mental trick that I can do? I don't know if anybody else does this. I revert to memory. Like I'm trying to read it and the memory will kick in. And so I'll start singing along with what I remember, which is why I'm here to begin with, because I forgot how to read and keep relying on the memory. And I'm finding it difficult to switch that off.
The only way to switch it off, which is not an easy task at all, it's like when you proofread and you read your own writing and you never find the mistakes. So the trick is not to read each word backwards like it's written backwards. Just take the whole word and just read it in backwards order. Don't read the words backwards. But just, if I was saying, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. So start with earth and, like read the words backwards so that you can't do it by memory. Because they're not going to be.
Read the sentence backwards,
starting read the sentence backwards. Don't read each word backwards. Oh my God, you'll make chopped liver out of this.
Right.
But even when I proofread, you don't catch your mistakes. So that's a good trick, is just to read it backwards. Even though it won't make any sense, at least you're looking at the whole word in its entirety and conquering the word without the flow of the words you knew before and the word that you know after. So that's the only suggestion, unless somebody else has a better one. We're always up for suggestions in this group. We're adult learners learn, differently. So, so that's the only thing I would do. The only other thing is when you know it by heart because you've done it, but now you know how to read it, you're going to catch a couple of mistakes that you've been making. You've just always assumed it was a vowel one way, or you thought it was and there's a word I'm trying to think of what it is. I always used to say, I thought the word ended in a tav and it was a hey. And until I noticed it, I was like, ooh, I've been mispronouncing it forever. Hi, Sheila. I've been mispronouncing it forever. And I didn't catch it until I looked at it and said, ooh, dummy, that's a hey, that's an H, that's not a T. And just because by rote how I memorized it from 40, 50, 70 years of singing it the other way, did I catch the error? So that's why if you've got a services, you can do it, really follow along. You're going to catch a couple of mistakes that you've memorized wrong. What, Nancy?
On page 38, I'm glad you mentioned the hey. I'm having I don't know, on line 7.
Hold on. I try to organize myself today when I got here. 38. And I have another explanation for you about how to pronounce with the Shabazz, but I'll tell you that in a second. Because we're going to hit a word today that you're going to say, how come? And I'm going to say because again. Okay, which one? Line 30, page 38, no. Line 7.
Right, the last word.
Okay, what do you think it is?
Befeiroa,
First of all, the Fay, okay, it's
What page?
Befei,
bu-
Befair,
no,
Befei,
Befar,
Befara,
Bifaro, the eighth.
What page? What page are you talking
She's
about?
just,
Okay.
okay, we're back to page 38, line 7. So
Okay.
let's take a look at it. The bi we got. The far is either you're putting the far together or it's fa, and then the resh goes with the O because the
Right.
ayin is silent and the H is silent. So you know that resh has to go on the third. So it's a 3-syllable word. Bi, fa, ro.
Road.
No,
No.
ro.
If I rode.
Yes,
Bifaro, okay,
yes.
okay.
Yeah. Now you would wonder, can the resh be with the shava sounding it, but the ayin can't just have an O
No.
sound by itself and the H is silent when it ends a word.
I
So you
looked
know-
at that also. I was confused
Okay.
also the other night. But
Right.
my interpretation was each one has a vowel, so just pronounce each one. Pa, fa, ro.
So bi, fa, ro,
Road.
Right? Fa, ro. Right.
right,
Because each
ro.
one has a vowel or whatever.
So, but I could see how I could have said that as a T ending, Harriet. And then you look at it and say, ooh,
Uh-huh.
H. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right. So we're gonna start with, if you're not here, raise your hand kind of thing. Hold on. It's like, who's not here? Debbie Goldich, by the way, who's our international president now, she lost her mother-in-law this morning. So you'll be getting notifications about that, just sharing that. And the other day, prior to this unfortunate circumstance, I said, my class is really conflicted with, when is it beginning a paragraph? And here was my example. Here was the example that we've talked about last week.
Mhm.
And she said, there's 2 things. In Hebrew, in Israel, they don't have any vowels. So they would never, it wouldn't make a difference. In other words, her comment was, it doesn't make a difference if you use the shava or you blend the syllable. And she said, and the second thing, I'll give you hold on 1 second. And the second thing is just when you go to services, you'll hear how your cantor and rabbi say it, and then just do that. Because here we could say it 2 different ways, right? Ha,
Amagora.
ha, me, bo, ra, or ham, vo, ra. And she's saying in
Right.
Hebrew, you'll hear, in Israel, you'll hear both ways. There's not a right and wrong. So when you go to services and hear that word, or you're sitting there going through the service, you'll say, he puts that in, get your own siddur, get a little pencil. And after services, just mark up your own siddur. I didn't say
So,
that. out loud. Oh, wait,
Being that you're saying that, could you just go over one more thing? I think it goes with that rule, either or, and I think it was explained last week, but I'm toying with it.
There's not a right and wrong. That's the point.
Well, according to the page 35, and I circled 2 words because
Okay.
that was the issue. They were both say the same, but they're spelled differently. It was 35 and it's line 7.
Right.
The last 2 words, like mitzvah, and then mitzvah,
Well, I circled it actually. It's so
yeah,
funny that I have
I
it
circled
circled.
both those words. Could we go
So-
over that?
But the point is that sometimes the author is just putting gibberish and not real words. Because if it was a real word, the word's mitzvah.
Right.
So you wouldn't be struggling with it.
What line are you on?
On line 7, 3rd word.
Uh-huh.
So we
The other
know the
thing
word
is
is mitzvah.
or
It's-
mitzvah,
It's mitzvah.
right,
And
but it's
mitzvah,
right.
you just know it. It's a sight
Okay.
word. It's a sight word. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I didn't write
Oh,
that.
that's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just know it. The same way as you learn cats with a C. Or cat and king. I keep going back to them. So
Okay.
today we're going to page 40.
Page
And it
4.
was page 40, unit 6. And today we're doing the bet and the vet. They look alike. The bet and I teach one class with kids, and that was the first letter I taught them. So it's just a different order of every Hebrew book starts you somewhere differently, depending on what they want you to accomplish. So this is page 40. When I go to another textbook, it's page 1. Bet has the belly button. Only way to explain it that you'll remember, because you won't forget that. And the vet doesn't. So it's a B-E-T or a V-E-T. Bet, vet. Nothing special. It's just what it is. It's never something different. It's always a B sound or a V sound. And so I think on this page, it's going to combine them. So we have to pay attention. And so let us look at the 3 bold words in the middle of the bet and vet. Baruch, B'nai,
Hey,
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
You know all those words, and they all have the B's, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's take a look at line 1, and we're not going to pick on poor Toby. She's just going to absorb this. I just feel it going in, sucking all this stuff in. Go ahead, Nancy.
Ooh. Ham Vorah Uvnei Shavat.
Right, Shabbat. Okay, she didn't, very good. You didn't get caught with out the dot. Go ahead, Susan.
Baruch Hamborah
Rach, good.
Rach B'nai Ubnei
Uvene, right.
Uvnei Shabbat wait a second. Shavet
Shavet, Shabbat.
Shabbat, yeah, the other one is
Right. And
Shabbat.
if you want, you can just put in between your things, I always do it right there, bet and vet. So at the top of the page, put it in your boxes so you know the name of the letter. And this way you can always glance up when you're practicing each page. Right? Go ahead, Harriet. Let's see you do line 3.
So it's line 3. Baruch et Adonai Hamvorah.
Right. And it wouldn't kill you if you said Hamavorach.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
Okay, trust me. And you'll listen to
That's-
your.
that's what you were talking about.
That's
how-
exactly the word I was talking about.
Okay.
Exactly. So in Hebrew, they do the whole thing with that vowel. So they just know it is that word. And
Mhm.
we just follow along with our, the clergy. If you hear that word in services, pay attention. And that's why it's good to read along when you're learning. As slow as you might go, it's okay, because every time you do it, you'll catch a couple of words saying, that's how you pronounce that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, even if you don't, start and end with them, it doesn't matter. You keep your own pace. You don't care about their pace. Very good. Okay, Janice, you ready for, what is it? We have to 4?
Mhm. Baruch
Good.
Adonai Hamavorach Leolam Va'ed
Le'olam.
Leolam.
It's kind of like a short, le'olam, not li. Olam, va'ed, excellent. Everyone got that? The vav at the last thing is the va, the ayin is silent, so it takes the vowel and it connects to the D at the end, right? Va'ed, perfect. All right, Sheila's got a little one, good.
Okay, little one but hard, no, okay.
Well, maybe.
The little ones come and good, okay, small things and, all right. Makadash, Kadesh, Hashabat.
Good. Mikadesh, Hashabat.
Hashabat.
Mikadesh, Hashabat. Excellent. All right, Michelle, you want to try line 6?
Uvayom, Hashvi'i, Devas, Shabbat,
Last word again.
Shabbat.
Shabbat. It's a V.
Right.
And you could have said it correctly. I've got tapped in music here. So I'm trying to pay attention. Okay, very good. And line 7, Nancy?
Bayom Uvyom Bene Uvn Uvi Uvyain? No, Uvain? Uvain.
Yes. Look at it
Uvein.
again. Do the whole line again. Do it slowly. So everyone could want to make sure they got it right.
Vayom,
Good,
uvayom, uvayom,
good.
B'nai,
be, beni,
Beni, very good.
beni, uv, uvain,
That's it. 2 syllables. Look at it. Everybody see that? Ooh, vein.
uvain, right.
Ooh, vein. Very
Mhm.
good. All right. Susan?
What line is that?
8.
Ba, ba, ha, vet,
Not
Ooh.
quite. Do it again.
ba, ba,
Ba, ah, ha, va.
ba, ba, u, ve, ro, uvere, sion, sion,
Ooh,
ve,
va, son.
Uvratzon,
So let's
Ooh.
look at that again, everybody. Uv, we're going to combine the first 2 letters. Uv,
Uva,
Resh has its own vowel. Ra, and
ah,
the Zion, the
Mhm.
Tzadi is an O and a final N. Uvratz or Uvratzon or Uvratzon, doesn't matter. But Uvratzon. Okay. Lost track. Janice, are we good with you? 9?
9.
Sure.
Baratson,
Yes.
Uva Ratson.
Right. Or Uvratzon. Perfect. Harriet?
Ahava, Ba'ahava,
Right. And you know the word ahava.
Mhm.
Ahava. Yeah, right.
Mhm.
All these are going to be very familiar and they really should be. Some of them are gibberish, but the words you're going to know. Go ahead, Nancy. Let's continue on this page. Page 911.
Vanu,
Yes.
Vanu,
Yes.
Viratsa, Vanu.
Varatsavanu. Have you ever heard of that?
yeah,
Right? They're going to put it together in a second. Oh, hint. Okay. A very big hint. 12, Susan.
ba,
Bit.
re, be, re, sheet,
Yes.
mhm,
That's right. Beret sheet.
re, sheet,
That's right. Anyone know what that is?
yeah,
dawn,
Horatio.
It's the first word in the Torah.
Uh-huh.
Bereshit.
Horatius in the
In the
beginning.
beginning, right?
Uh-huh.
It's the first word in the Torah. Bereshit. Anyone know the last word in the Torah is?
Mhm.
Yisrael.
Hmm.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Trivia question. Bereshit is the first word.
I'm gonna write
Okay.
it down.
All right, Susan. And the second word, I'm sorry.
re,
Bereshit is the first word. And
and the second word is, oh, va, re,
the Bereshit.
be, re, sheet.
That little when a letter starts at the Shiva, kind of almost like that apostrophe kind of a sound. Okay. Okay. Excellent. 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 Joby, how you storming along here? Yeah, she's just smiling in her little box. Okay. We're trying to go slowly today, Toby. Okay. Harriet, go ahead on 13.
Page 13. Vanu, Asher, Kiddushanu, Bamitso time,
Nope.
Bamitso tab.
Okay. So you know that's not right. It could have been right, but it's not right. Because you know the word, b'mitzvo tav.
Tab.
So it's, you see, sometimes you just know it when you're saying it, say, oh, that's not that word,
Mhm.
b'mitzvo. So the
Tav.
Scotty has the, but b'mitzvo tav. It's,
Tab.
I don't know why you'd know that, but it's just b'mitzvo tav. Okay.
Viratso,
Viratsa, Retsa, good,
Viratsa, Bani.
very good. All right. Oh my God, Michelle, you want to do 14?
Ba'ahava, uvratzon, the Shabbat, Hadsho,
Uh-huh.
Ba'ahava, uvratzon.
Very good.
Can I just ask you, didn't we do bet earlier?
Yes, but now it's confusing you, giving you bet. I thought we did bet also, to be honest with you. Yes, we did. But because it's a vet page, they wanted to remind you, they, so, yeah, I thought we did bet also because we did in order to read the Shalom Aleichem, we needed bet. All right, and let's see, we'll give Sheila the next page. We'll give Sheila this one and Janice will start the next page. Okay, 15, Sheila.
Okay, for Shabbat, Kadosh, Shech,
Do it slowly and so we can all hear it.
Kadasho, Shech.
Shech.
What do you see in the final chaf?
I see the vowel ah.
Yeah, so it's
Shecha, Shecha.
kad shecha, shecha,
Kadashecha.
kad shecha.
That's a hard one.
It is a hard word.
Shecha.
So once in a blue moon, that final vowel will actually, the final letter will actually have a vowel to it, and you have to say
I
it.
remember that I had a question when there was a vowel in the cha.
Because when it was a Shavah, it was silent. But this is a real vowel, not a Shavah. So you
Right.
have to say it. Okay, Shecha is the
Is
last.
that an
syllable.
actual word or that's just a practice word?
No, I think this is going to be a real one.
Oh, it is. Wow.
Keep
Okay.
going.
Okay. Ba'atacha,
Bi'ah ha, bi'ah ha, va,
ba'aha,
va. Good.
ukaratson,
No,
u.
it's a resh.
It's a race, yeah.
Uv-
Uvaratson.
Good. Uvratzon.
What did I?
Excellent.
Okay.
I have to,
I can't say uvaratson.
Well, you can do anything you want, but I wouldn't.
I
Knock
could
yourself
say
out.
it standing over my head, or I could sit down and say it. Okay.
Uvratzon. Uvratzon. Okay.
All right, as long as they're.
All right. I think we're only going to learn another letter or two. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to them all today. All right. There's no explanation, but you know that there are going to be two K sound letters, and there's going to be two sound letters.
Mhm.
You have kuf and kaf, both are Ks. Again, we don't care how to spell a word. And you're going to have a chet and a chaf, both are CH letters. When you use one or the other, we don't care. You just have to know them. So at the top of page 41, now you're going to have, remember the hay has a hole in it compared to the chet. So this is the letter chet, C-H-E-T.
You
And
know how I remember it? Because a chai.
yes,
The
well,
chai is
hi,
a
well,
flow, that's what
that's
it is.
but that's not the het, that's a high.
I know, but I remember it as a cha.
Yes,
That's how I
yes.
said.
So again, let's go back to my pages that I have printed out for you guys. My Blackboard pages don't exist on a Blackboard here. I know they're in here somewhere.
I'm totally confused. Why are they using an English H with a dot underneath?
Some idiot, probably a rabbi. I'm recording this, shoot. Okay, some person, some scholar, pardon me. I have an issue with this personally, because when I spell the word Hanukkah, which starts with a chet sound, I do a CH. And
So do
all of
I.
us grew up
I do
doing
too.
CH. All of us grew up doing a CH. Somebody must have said, I don't know, in their infinite wisdom, that in order to not spell it that way, we could spell it with an H, but it's not an H sound. Otherwise it'd be Hanukkah, and it's not. So they put a dot underneath it. And I do not have any explanation other than maybe 20 years ago, somebody decided, I don't know if that's how they spell it in Israel, because very often we're changing everything to be how they do it. I never understood it. That's why you can buy Hanukkah cards and they come in 17 spellings. I will always spell it CH, but apparently even when we're doing Women's League writing and articles, they'll do the H with the dot. That's supposed to imply that it's that CH sound. I think
Wow.
you should have just left it with CH. I don't understand. I don't have a good answer for that, Susan.
Mm.
Ask your
I
rabbi
have never seen
who
that
decided
before.
to do that and screw us up.
Right. Right.
It's like a totally made up thing.
It's a totally made up
But
exactly.
that's exactly
It's
what
a totally
it is.
made up signal that it's not an H, it's a, like, they'll
Wow.
leave it as a CH, and then we wouldn't have to have a made up thing.
Wow.
Everyone, you have homework, go ask your rabbis. Who decided to do that? Oh my God, it was some fabulous scholar, and I'm making fun of them. They made my life, well, I don't know. So it's a chet. You know a chaf, and you know, remember, just to remember what a chaf looks like. It was this guy, the chaf, and doesn't, it's just the only reason I'm showing you, it's a chaf. And now you have a chet, which doesn't look at all like it, but they're both CHs in our world. In our world, okay? So let's just do the line, first line, it's cha, you know how to do that sound. Cha, cha, chi, chi, hey, hey,
Hey,
ho, ho, hu,
ho,
hu,
ho.
he. Okay? All right, now, not to upset you,
But
when you have, before I could teach you this, I want you to look at the very bottom of page 41. Because if you were reading line 2 and you see any letter, it could have been a bet for all we care, okay? You see a ha, and you would have thought it's just a ha with a silent little yud flying in the sky there, wondering why. There's a rule. So let's look at the very bottom because this is important. When the letter yud follows the little straight line and the little T, which are the two ah sounds, right? At the end of a word, it's pronounced I, like in tie or pie. So it's only, so let's go to look at now line 2. Instead of it being a cha, it's a chai,
Hey,
like hi. And there's how many people have a chai with the yud
that's
next
why
to
I
it.
said a
That's
hi.
right.
That's how I remember it.
That's right. So you'd wonder how come it has that I sound, like a eyeball sound, because the chet with the ah underneath it and the yud next to it is exactly what Sheila has on her neck. It's a chai. And that's the rule, and that's why it's said that way. So again, when the yud follows the ah or the ah, either one, at the end of a word, it's pronounced as an I, E-Y-E. Okay, so line 2, the first word is chai,
hi.
which you know means life. Okay, to life, l'chaim. We can break into song. Okay, so let's do the next one, Michelle, on line 2. So the first word we know we're cheating here is chai.
I am.
So now it's chaim, not the end of the word. It's tricking
Could
you.
I thought I was told, my father told, I believe, when there's 2 yuds, it's like Adonai.
Only when it's a freestanding.
Oh. Uh-huh.
When it's freestanding, go back to the page before it. I know somebody read that in the prayer.
Mhm.
Oh, no, it was the H with
No,
the
that's with
apostrophe.
the,
Yeah, with the
yeah,
H with the
I'm
apostrophe.
saying just 2 yuds together. Not a chai,
Yeah, only when it's a freestanding word.
Okay,
I'm trying to find
Okay.
it somewhere. It'll be in our prayers somewhere. I
because I
guarantee-
haven't seen it yet like that.
Well, we have.
Oh, yeah?
I
Okay,
think we have. We'll find it. We'll find it. We'll start.
okay.
Okay. So, and so the second word is, Michelle's doing this. I'm so sorry. Chaim. Chaim.
Hayim.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead, Michelle. Line 2, third word.
L'chaim,
Yes.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. Tarat.
Chaim,
Yeah.
al, chai,
Not an al. What's the vowel under the aleph?
a, el,
Yes.
el,
El
chai.
Chai. Excellent.
Wow.
Excellent. All right.
So I
Janet.
have a question. Is
Go ahead,
this
Ann.
rule that we just learned about the yud following the blah, blah? Does it
Yeah.
only affect the het, or is it with every letter?
When the letter, well, and these, no, look at the bottom. So the 4 examples are the bottom.
Oh,
There's a chaf, there's a shin, there's a tav, and there's a tav.
okay, all right.
I guess the answer is
Now-
no.
Sorry.
No.
You
Let's
pronounce
ask questions before
third
Janice
word.
keeps going.
on row 2, the third word on row 2.
Le, cha,
No, fourth, the fourth.
Okay. To, rat, ha, cha, yim. El, chai. Okay. Let's
Could you
always
say
make
that
sure.
more
What line?
after Torah? It's
Okay. To rat,
Chaim.
chayim,
Okay.
What
el,
line? What
chai.
line?
We're just reviewing line 2 again a few times.
Oh,
So we
okay.
can, let me do it so you can all listen again on line 2 before Janice picks up
Okay.
line who knows where. I think 4 already. I'll just do line 2 myself so you can hear it again. Chai. Chayim. L'chayim. Torat. Chayim. El chai.
I think I am.
Okay? I'll always do it for you. And this way you have the recording of me doing it slowly. Okay, Janice, are you ready for line 4? But Janice,
Are
you
we on
have-
line 3?
Oh, okay. You want to do 3? Okay. Yeah, sure.
You don't want me to do 3? Chala. Hala.
Uh-huh.
Lechem. Menorah. Echad.
Every one of those words you should know. What is challah?
Love it. It's
Bread.
delicious. It's the
What
best.
is lechem? Literally bread.
Uh-huh.
Literally bread. What's the next one again? Do a third one, Janice.
Menorah.
Menorah.
Mhm.
Menorah.
Oh,
But it's ooh, menu.
Right.
Menorah. Well, that's right. That'd be spelled right.
Menucha.
Menorah.
Not-
Yeah.
About
No,
right.
it's not a race.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. You're right. You're sorry. Take that back. Menucha. Menucha. Oh, I thought that was,
Menucha.
yeah, menucha. And echad. Echad is 1,
echad.
not the number 1, like we are people 1, like,
Mhm.
okay. Okay, now we're gonna go a little harder. Go ahead, Nancy, 4.
He, lanu.
Right,
Right? Okay.
yes. Hin,
Hin,
chi, lanu.
yeah,
Very
hin,
good.
lanu. Hin, ha. Wait, hin, hal, tanu.
Hin, chal, tanu.
Nu. Tehila.
Tequila.
Mhm,
Oh, when you blow in the
becha-
shofar. Tehillah.
Becharat.
Ba. First of all,
Bahara-
start with the first syllable. If it's a ba.
Baharta.
Mhm.
Or
Bakharta.
ba- or ba-
Baharta.
ta-
Baharta.
Okay, very good.
ta.
Did you say that again?
Absolutely. Let's do line 4 again. Hin, I'm sorry. Hin, chi, lanu.
Or the other way.
Hin, cha, I'm going to combine it. Hin, chal, tanu.
Okay.
Techila, ba, chi, bacha, no, no. Can't even see it. Baharta, Baharta. Oh, God.
Or the other way.
No,
Baharata.
it wouldn't be. No, it's too many syllables.
I'm gonna try.
Baharta.
Okay.
The hardest thing, Sheila, is right, is when is it its own and when it's not.
I'm
Don't
gonna say
sweat
the
it.
easiest way to say it.
No matter when you say it, doesn't matter. Okay? However you say it, it's not going to matter. It's not going to change the meaning of it at all. All right, Susan, why don't you do line 5?
Be, be, no.
All right, close, very
Be,
close.
ba,
Yes. Bi'ahava.
ura, zone,
Yes. Uvratzon.
in, da, lanu.
Close, but not quite. Hin, chi,
Lanu.
lanu. Take a look at that, everybody. Line 5, third word.
I mean, why do they make such little,
I know, because we need font for old people, you know. You know what? There are Sidors. It's the art scroll Sidors, which the Orthodox use. 7 magnifying glasses, we still wouldn't be able to read them. You have to be under 30 for that. You know, I need the big print, you know, the one that weighs 50 pounds, you have to hold it. It's very hard to see the vowels. But again, if you're Orthodox, they're not even probably using the vowels, so they don't care. So we're sitting here sweating over it and they just read it without any vowels. So not for us. Line 6, Janice.
Ba'ahava,
Yes.
uvratson,
Yes.
hin hala tanu,
Hin, chal,
al
tanu.
tanu,
Right. Hin, chal.
No.
So you combine the nun with the hey, is one syllable. Hin, chal, tanu.
tanu.
So the first 2 letters are a syllable, the second 2 letters are a syllable, the third's by itself, and then the fourth is by itself. Hin, chal, tanu. Putting it in the song for you. Nancy, how you doing? You're almost, we're gonna do this page, I think, and that's it. It's
Wait,
enough.
wouldn't that last word be he, lanu?
I'm sorry, which line are we on?
On line 5, the last word?
Line
Line
5.
five?
Hin,
Hin,
chi, la, nu.
lanu. Okay. I
Could say
Am I
it
doing
wrong,
line-
trust me. I could
Okay.
say it wrong also. It's hard for me to see.
Am I on line 6?
Sure.
Be'ahava uvratson, hin hal tanu.
Yes. Very good. Harriet, line 7.
All right. Tehila, Hu, Young, Tehila, Young, Tehila, Lamik, Right. All right. Lamik, Right. A.
A. Lamikra A.
Kodesh.
Right, Kodesh. Excellent. All right, save the best. Poor Sheila. Go ahead, Sheila. Sock it to us. Line 8.
Baharta. And I'm getting tickled.
Baharta.
Baharta. Banu. Vanu, Vahadta. Vanu,
Hard,
Vahadta, Votanu, Kidashta.
he dash ta. So now when we go to lines 9, 10, and 11, we are literally using real words. I think we're not going to learn another letter today. I think we're going to be cooked after this one. Let's do line 9, 10, and 11 together. Okay. Vishabat,
Shabbat, Kadosh,
Had, Had,
Ad,
Show,
Show,
Vishabat,
Ad,
Kad,
Show,
Shecha. Look at that word again. Kad, Shecha.
Ad, Shecha,
Be'aha,
Ahava,
Uvrat,
Ratzon,
Ba'ahava, Uvrat,
Ratzon, Hin,
Chilanu, Hin, Al,
Al,
Tanu.
Anu.
All right, we're going to do just those 3 lines and let's do them again. Nancy, do line 9. We're just going to go around, make sure you've got these words because these are real words. Go ahead, Nancy. Line 9.
Vishabat,
Good.
Kadsho, Vishabat, Kadsho.
Now,
Kadshecha.
Shecha,
Kad Shecha. Does everyone see that?
Yeah.
Kad Shecha.
Mhm.
Good. Go ahead, Susan.
Be'ahabat. What is that?
Close, very close. Be'ahava. Good.
Uvratzon.
Yes.
Uvratzon.
Okay, just do the word right before the last word. Be'ahava.
The
No, be'ahava.
ahava.
Right. Very
Correct.
good. Very good. Janice, you want to finish? It's the last 2.
In
Be'ahava.
Lanu. Hin ho tanu.
Yes. Yes. Excellent. All right. Michelle and
Margie,
Sheila. Yes, go ahead. Nancy.
can we do the words at the bottom with the
Yes, we can.
weird
We'll get to that.
numeral?
Yes, we can. Yes, yes. Okay, let's just do Sheila and Nancy and Michelle. So Sheila, pick any one you want, 9, 10, or 11.
To do it over again? Okay.
Just
Start
one.
with 9. Start from the
Sure.
top again. 9.
Yeah, sure.
For Shabbat,
Good.
Kadsho.
Good. Kad
Oh, I
show.
could do it the other way, but I'm doing what's easier on the tongue from now
Good.
on.
Kad show or
For
kad show.
Shabbat
Good. For
and-
Shabbat.
and here we go again. I picked the same one.
Good. Listen to it again. Kad shecha. Good. Michelle,
Okay.
pick your choice, 10 or 11.
I'll do 10.
Sure.
Ahava. Uvratzon.
Good.
Ahava. Uvratzon.
Good. Now let's take a look at the bottom. So here is the example Nancy wanted to know. Is it only with the chet at the end? And it's like, oh, no, no, no. Any vowel that ends with the ah and the yud. So let's take a look. Who wants to try any of those words? Oh, Elizabeth joined us. Oh, poor Elizabeth. Poor girl. Hi, Elizabeth. Oh, where'd she go? You're going to have to listen to this class because, hello, honey, we learned a new letter, chet, which is the same as the chaf sound, just a different shape. And we did vet, which is like a bet without the belly button. But what we're doing right this second, so we're just going to review it right this second, is at the bottom of 41. When you have any letter ending a word with an ah or the little t thing with a yud at the end, it creates instead of an ah sound, it creates an I sound, like an eyeball, tie. So let's look at so Nancy's request, which is good, is to like perfect timing, Elizabeth, let's look at the bottom of those words. And go ahead, Nancy, try one of them. Go ahead. Pick the first one. Go ahead.
Dirachai.
Dirachai.
Okay.
But before we go on, just again, look at the dalet and the resh next to each other, just so you remember that for those that are still putting those letters together. There's a dalet and a resh, di, ra, and the chet with an I sound. So it's chai, like chai, dirachai. Does that make sense, Nancy? Okay. All right. So Susan, do the second one.
Yishai.
Yes. Everyone take a look at it so we don't mess that up. Shy. Because otherwise it would have been the ah and a silent yud, and it doesn't like what that is. It's one of those, when that happens, that's what you do. All right. Toby, you want to try this? Third one?
Mitzvotai.
Yes. There you go. Okay. And then Janice, do the last one.
Mitzvotai.
It is the same word. Okay, so everybody look at that. It happens. I mean, you know some of those words. So, and you've heard that ending and you probably just never saw it or never really stopped to realize why it looks like that. So mitzvotai. We're gonna, next week, I don't want to put too much on you at one shot, but I don't want to make it more confusing than it is. So let us leave today. We're going to take a look, even though we're not ready for it. We just did the bet, which we knew, the vet, which is new, the het, which is new, and that new rule for the I at the end of a word. So we're going to stop here, but we're not going to stop learning yet, but we're going to stop. Oh, you know what? We have a few minutes. Let's do one more, even though we won't do Shin and Sin. Okay, let's just go to the page 42. We're going to do part of this and then we'll come back to it again.
Could you just say the word one more time on page 41? The last word, or all of them with a chi.
Okay.
Just say
Meet-
that.
Meets vo.
Oh, okay,
tie.
meets, so it's not meets,
Yeah.
okay.
You don't like those Shavas. I got it. I'm going to get you a shirt. Just everyone you have to ignore them. Everyone else would say them sometimes. You get to ignore them all, Sheila. Okay. Meets vo tie. Okay. So I want you just to look at the bottom of the page, not the top, page 42. So again, there are going to be two K's and two chet sounds, a chet and a chaf and a kuf and a kaf. So if you look at the bottom, I would get a pen out. And the first one on the right is a kuf, remember? K-O-O-F.
F.
So I would put it there, kuf, write it down in that little next to it, K-O-O-F. And to the left, one that looks like a bed almost, but it doesn't have the bottom that goes across. It just circles around, right? That's the kaf, K-A-F. So it's a kuf and a kaf are both K's. And then the chaf, C-H-A-F, you know what that looks like. We've had that letter a bunch. And then today we learned the chet, C-H-E-T. And everyone's going to go home and ask their rabbis who decided to put the dot under the H. And let's see how many different answers we get next week. So again, it's kuf, kaf, chaf, and chet. So we're not going to master this. We're going to come back next week and do page 42. I won't start another letter today, but at least now at the bottom, you can see it. So let's do the letter song. Okay. Oh, and Elizabeth, what I said is by the end of next week, the goal for this particular lesson in line is 6, is to know the entire Friday night Kiddush. Not just Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen, but the rest of it. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu. The whole thing. And because very often most of you start singing it, Kivanu B'Avta. No. We're going to teach you the whole thing. And so you'll be able to do the entire Friday night Kiddush by next week, okay? And it's a nice big chunky paragraph, but there's 2 more letters we've got to learn to be able to do it. So we're going to put this away and we're going to finish. We'll start next week on page 42, but just think in your mind about the letters that are kaf, kuf, chaf, and chet. So let's do the aleph bet, and then we're going to do shalom aleichem one time. Aleph bet bet. Gimel dalet hey. Vav zayin chet tet. Good kaf chaf. There they are. Good kaf. Lamed menun. Samech ayin pei pei. Sadi kuf resh. Sin tav. Sin tav. Okay, excellent. Let's take out page 1. I'm not even going to sing along with you. Yes, I will. Nobody's bothering me here. Sitting there. I was ready now. Oh, well. All right, we're going to do Shalom Aleichem. And then next week, we're going to do the whole Kiddush. Yes. You can even bring wine to class if you'd like.
A big glass.
It's only 11:30 on the
I
West
can't wait
Coast.
for Passover. I can't wait for Passover to sit down with my 6-year-old grandson and try and do the 4 questions with him.
Oh, that's the best when they
I'm
do
gonna
that.
blow him away.
That is the best. So let's take a look at lines. You should know this all, but I'll let you lead it actually. Shalom. Great. Oh, Achem B'Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Hamalachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Good. Baruch Uni. Malachei Shalom. Malachei Elyon.
Malachei HaMelachim Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
Go ahead. What's the first word? Oh, line 7. Say to him. Look at it. Say to him.
Lashal
Now, not only do I want you to practice that, And I want you to practice the pieces that Toby, your lesson 5 and 6, now part of 6. But next time you go to services, I want you to listen to how many people end the line 2, 4, 6, 8 with a who and not a who. And that speaks to what you were saying before, how people memorize it wrong.
Yeah,
And I bet you someone's saying a who with a
sure.
and not a who, like an owl who. Because there's a hole in that hay. But that's a good word. That's a good word for people to mispronounce wrong forever, because that's how they think it is. And until you look at the word and say, ooh, I thought it was a chet, now it's a hay.